In this video, we're going to send a post request to the facility's endpoint. When we send this request, we are uploading data to the OS Hub database. First, we need to create a new request within our collection. Click on the three dots to the right of the collection name and select Add Request. The request template will default to a GET request. To change it to a post request, we can click the drop-down arrow where it says GET and select Post. I've already added the authorization header just like we did in a previous video. Next, I'll add the URL that we're posting to. And the URL that we're posting to is the same one that we made a GET request to in the last video. We're going to make two post requests in this video. First, we'll be creating a brand new facility, one that doesn't already exist in OS Hub's database. To do this, I need the name of a supply chain facility, the street address, and the country. I'm going to use Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream Factory in Waterbury, Vermont as an example. I've already searched on the OS Hub database to make sure this facility doesn't exist. To add the data for the Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream Factory, I'll click on the Body tab, and then at this dropdown, I'll select Raw. When I do that, I see that a little dropdown on the right side pops up, and that has JSON selected, which is what we want. Next, I'm going to enter some data in JSON format. And I have the country name and address information prepared already, so I'll just copy and paste that in. And now that I have the country name and address data in this body, I'm ready to send it. So I'll click the Send button on the top right, and this will upload the data to OS Hub's staging database. What I get back shows that there are no existing facilities in the database that match this facility. And I know that because where it says matches right here, there's an empty set. Below that, it shows some info about the geocoding. And then it says the status is a new facility, and it gives me the newly created OS ID. Just to see how this data shows up on the site, I'll copy this ID and search for it on OS Hub using the facility name and OS ID search bar. And I can see this is the facility that I just uploaded. Okay, so that was posting a facility that resulted in a brand new profile and a brand new OS ID. Now let's say that I want to add additional data about this facility. I can do that by adding additional data fields to the post request. I'm going to leave the name and address data as is, but I'd like to add sector. And Ben & Jerry's is in the food and beverage sector. So I'll add that value. And then I also want to add product type. And I'm just going to put ice cream because that's probably their most popular product. And then I'm also going to add parent company. And that is Ben & Jerry's. And I made sure that I had a comma after each new field that I added, and the fields are in quotation marks as well as the values that go in those fields. And then I'll hit send again. And this time I can see I got a response that's a little bit longer than the first time I sent the data. And this is because now the second time I've sent it, there is a match to the facility that I had just created. So the response is longer because it's including more information about that existing facility. It has the ID of the match, as well as the geocoding results and properties about the name and address. If I scroll all the way to the bottom, I'll see that the status that's returned this time is matched. And that's instead of new facility like it was the first time I submitted this data. So in this video, we walked through posting data that creates a new facility and a new OSID, and then posting additional data that results in a match to an existing facility and OSID. In the next video, I'll show you what happens when the system finds a potential match.